I was really looking forward to doing an interview with Dr. Debra, and something must have come up, but the show must go on. So you get yours truly. I love how life shows up like this, that what I intended to have happen didn't, but I can still roll with the punches and still deliver great content for you. So what I want to share with you are the 3 habits to develop to really know yourself. How many of you would like to really know yourself? I can remember my parents teaching me, especially my dad, he'd say, Barbara Sharon, something that you really make sure that you're always pursuing in your life is to know yourself. Know yourself. And he didn't put it in these constructs, but I have recently learned these constructs from one of my most favorite authors, Michael Neal. So number 1, habit to really develop and to develop in order to know yourself is do whatever it is that you're doing like it really matters. Bring tons of initiative and tons of enthusiasm to it. Like, do it as if it's like the most important thing on the planet. When you're making breakfast for your kids, do it like it's the most important thing. When you're intimate with your spouse, like, show up as if it's the most important thing, because in that moment, it actually is. You're using those minutes, your energy, and who you are in that moment for a particular purpose. And so do it like it really matters. The other cool thing when we show up like this that happens is when we show up and we see things for what it is, what's there. We see so many more opportunities because we show up as if it really matters. I was just talking with Demi, and she said, I used to hate camping. I thought I hated camping. But one of the things that she used to do was when it was time to get ready to go, it'd be like, ugh, all right, you got to pack the car. And then when it was time to leave, it was unpack the car and so on and so forth. So she decided, I'm just going to try and experiment. What if I just show up and I respond to what's showing up and I give it all I've got, packing the car and cleaning up and whatnot. And guess what? Now she's decided she really loves it because she brought all of her. And I have done this in my life, and I'm going to challenge you to do it as well. Show up like it really matters. So that's the number 1 skill, habit to develop, to know yourself. Because how can you really know what you want and what you love if you're not showing up 100% like it matters? You can't. So one of the things that I've been discussing in the Mindset Masterclass is the most successful people on the planet, a couple of things are true about them. They do what they love more and do less of what they don't love. Well, the only way to really know what you love is when you show up like it really matters. So number 1, show up like it really matters. Do it like it really matters. Number 2, take breaks. And here in America, we call it vacation, meaning to vacate, to go away from. And what's so interesting is we have now developed a term called staycation, where I'm going to stay right here and still vacation. It's called a holiday. In most other countries, a holiday, let's celebrate. Let's really get back in touch with that feel good on the inside that we all know about, and which is what we're really looking for when we take a vacation. But you don't have to vacate, have a holiday. So the number 2 habit to develop then is to make sure that you are taking holidays. They should be scheduled on your calendar. Like in the boot camp, we schedule them a year in advance. Like we look at our calendar for the year coming up and we schedule those holidays so that we can use the vacation strategy, so that we can line up our life so that when we're on, right? We're taking full initiative. And when we're holiday. So we're not worried about our business. The third thing is facing whatever it is that you need to face, being truthful and honest with yourself, knowing that by facing it, it's already diminished. I went hiking yesterday with some girlfriends, and in conversation, we were talking about how when we avoid things, it just makes them bigger. And when we avoid things, we create so many commas in our life. Like, let's say that you have to face a practice member about something really uncomfortable. Well, the longer you let it stew, the bigger you build it up to be. And typically, the bigger the story, like we start creating these illusions as if they're real. Like, oh, I know this person is going to respond in this way. Well, no, you don't. But you have now spent so much time thinking about it. You've made it out to be so much bigger than it really is. So, one of the ways in which I get to know myself better and offer this on my private coaching client calls for my clients is this question: what's the easiest, most simple way for you to create an over the top experience? So when looking at whatever it is that you're doing, like it really matters, how can you create that to be just like magical? Like what can be super awesome about making breakfast for your kids, about doing homework? And maybe you're thinking like, okay, Barb, I just don't want to be on all the time. You're on. You're on. And when you bring all of you to each encounter, you will get back so much more from them, from you, and knowing yourself. And remember that love, peace, and happiness aren't things that we have to pursue. You already have them at 100%. You already have them at 100%. They were 100% given to you at conception. Love, joy, and peace. There's nothing you can do to have more. There's nothing you can do to have less. It's like God's love. It's unconditional. There's nothing you can do that he will love you more. There's nothing you can do that he will love you less. So that just frees you up to live. Same with love, joy, and peace. So number 2 in developing the habit is take holidays. So if you haven't scheduled the rest of your year yet for holidays, here's your invitation to do so. Schedule the rest of your year out and look at what do you want to experience and what experiences do you want to create for others that get you into that feel good inside your being. That's number 2. And then last, number 3, what do you need to face, knowing that just by facing it, you've already diminished it? So I hope this was helpful. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening. And thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. See ya.